And what are we talking about?
It Takes Two.
So dope because it's within this magical world where, inanimated objects are brought to life and you play as them in the game. But they are based off of real human beings in the human world. And it covers a lot of serious discussions,
Yeah.
but in a really playful and meaningful way.
Yeah, I think the story is probably one of the most amazing aspects of the game because it manages to both be like serious and very thought provoking,
Yeah.
as well as funny, as well as, just high energy action. And it's a lot that goes into this game story that really like ties it all up at the end, bringing, not to spoil anything because if you haven't played this game, you definitely need to experience it for yourself. But it's the story of a married couple who are going through some situations and problems, and then they have a daughter together, and the story basically is how they kind of go through that situation and deal with their problems and become better as a couple.
It's just the fun elements of how to even tackle the puzzles as you play with your partner, because then you learn a lot of the person you're playing with, of their thinking process, how they would crack the code, like I like to say, and solve this puzzle compared to how you would do it. You get to learn about the strengths and weaknesses of the other player. So, when it comes to multitasking or delegating roles or what you need to do in the game, you can easily assign those things to your partner or just do it yourself.
Yeah, and that's why I believe that this game is best played. Even though you do have other options, I think the best way the game is played is local co-op. Sitting down with your partner or a friend or whoever it is and just talking your way through the game. I think that was the most fun we had, was just experiencing the story together, tackling the puzzles together. I say, hey, what do you think? How should we handle this? Oh, can you do this and I do that? And then you do, because one of the things that they do to kind of make this happen is that they give you several different tools throughout the game, but only one of those people get that tool. So this person gets this tool, this person gets this tool, and the two tools work together to solve that particular level.
Yeah.
And then on the next level, you might get two other tools where you have to figure out how those work together. And that's another really cool aspect about this game that I really enjoy, is the different varying play styles throughout the game.
True. And it really does feel like they thought through how to make the best out of a multiplayer game. Because some games I feel like multiplayer was kind of like a last thought, and they just threw it in there, but it wasn't really planned out well. But in It Takes Two, like from beginning to end, they thought of every single detail. Like something as simple as, like you said, the different tools and how both of us have to figure out how to utilize the tools, but also how to bring each other onto the next level. Because, like, for example, you're in this room and they'll separate both of us. They'll separate. So we're not in the same room. We are in the same room, but
In different areas.
areas of the
and
room.
one of that area might be locked off, and you got to figure out how to get your partner through this wall, get the other partner through this wall.
Yeah.
Or maybe there's something you have to do on this end to let that person go through, and then there's something that person has to do on that end to let you in on that end, and then eventually you come back together. So it's like really cool puzzles like that, where they basically really link in on that teamwork kind of thing, where it's like, you really have to do things as a team, which is why I think the game is really, like I said, played
One of my
multiplayer.
One of my favorite sequences, because it's not only like puzzle solving, but it's also like other types of game genres implemented very well in the game. So like there's this one sequence I remember where you were gliding, so you had to fly and basically pilot this whatever it was, contraption that we were in.
It's like an air glider kind of
thing. An air glider, something like that. And then I was the person, the gunner basically, and I was like shooting all these obstacles to make it out safely from this place.
And meanwhile, I'm piloting.
Yeah, and even that, we had to make a decision beforehand of, okay, who wants to be the gunner, but then who wants to pilot. And it was just a really fun sequence that I still remember from the game. And then there's also things that they just added just for the sake of it.
Yeah.
That
the mini games.
The mini games, which, oh my God, they're so much fun.
It really is.
We found ourselves competing.
Yeah, because that's another cool thing is like not only do they do team building stuff, but they also have some competitive aspects too. Because when you get to these little mini games, it's usually player 1 versus player 2 kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it's really cool that how they manage to get teamwork stuff as well as competitive stuff in the same game.
Yeah, and we found each other competing against each other quite a bit in these mini games. Sometimes you won, sometimes I beat you.
But I won more. So.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. But there was just things that were not even like part of the main story. They were just there for us to have fun. Even like you can interact with certain objects or with certain areas, and it wasn't even related to the mini games. It was just things that you thought they were going to unlock something, but then you realize, that it's not really important. It's just
for an Easter egg or further lore or just to be there,
yeah.
Just for fun.
So you can tell that the developers had a lot of fun when adding all these like interactive stuff for you to just play.
Exactly. And another great aspect of this game, going back to what we talked about as a story, are the characters.
Yes. You have one that is your personal favorite. I'll let you talk about him.
The Book of Love.
The Book of Love.
I love the Book of Love. He's so dope.
He
Anybody who's played this game knows what I'm talking about. The Book of Love is the best character in the game.
Yeah, the Book of Love. How can we say it without spoiling it? He's a fixer.
Yeah.
But in a very chaotic way.
Yeah, he's the comedy relief.
Yeah.
He's definitely the comedy relief of the game. He definitely, when things start getting a little serious, he'll come in and make you laugh.
Yeah. And boy, did he make us laugh.
Oh my God, I love him so much.
Yeah, he was hilarious. For
and then
sure.
the husband and wife characters, they actually have really good personalities and how they mesh together. And you can see how this one is different from this one, but you can also see why they got together.
Yeah.
You can actually see like how their relationship started, how it grew, how it ended up going the way that it went, and how they ended up coming back together. And because of course they come back together at the end. That's not a spoiler. But the characterization is so realistic. It seems like
relatable.
It's very relatable and very realistic. You can see these two people actually being real people and being together and being a couple. Like you can see that aspect to the game, and I absolutely love that. The daughter is also an amazing character in the game. How she kind of drives the whole story, and it's a really amazing tale that I really enjoy.
Each level that you play is once again very fun and playful. But they're also vastly different from each other. Like, I remember there was this one level that's my personal favorite, which I won't go too much into detail, but it involved music.
Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
That was a good one. You could tell that this person not only was trying to tell a story, not trying to make a good game, but was also a gamer. Because he incorporates so many different tropes and styles from other video games that you've seen.
Jokes.
Yeah, like you can tell that this person really loves video games, really wanted to tell a story, and he did an amazing job doing both.
Yeah, and it was his first game.
Yeah.
Which it won the Game Awards.
Yeah, it was Game of the Year.
Game of the Year.
Game of the Year, yeah, it was Game of the Year.
Yeah,
you're absolutely
Game of
right.
the Year, which is incredible. Actually, when you think about it, because there was so many good games during that year, and It Takes Two took it. It took the prize.
It deserved it.
It was
definitely
well
deserved
worthy.
it. It was definitely the best game I played that year.
Yeah, so I definitely recommend you guys that if you haven't played It Takes Two, definitely give it a try. Find someone who you would like to play it with. Like I said, you can play this in a couple of short sessions. It's not really a long, lengthy game, but it has a great lesson taught in the game. It's fun, it's lighthearted, but then if you want to cry,
It might get you.
Yeah.
It might get you.
Yeah, we're planning in live streaming as well. So if you're still on the fence and you want to watch live gameplay and see if it's a game for you or not, then come join us on our couples date night where we're streaming these games that we're talking about.
Yeah. It's gonna be a good time.
It's gonna be a fun and good time. Appreciate you guys, and as always,
don't forget to reset.
No.
Oh,
that's not it. We're not in that one. I want to remind you guys to stay positive with each other, stay rad, and game on.